Hi there, Thack from Thack Ironworks. Welcome to my channel. Today we are making a plague mask. This was something that was used in the 16th century during the time of the bubonic plague, and as we are still in the grips of the COVID-19 2020 thing, I'm not sure when you're watching this. This is currently, we're at the very end of April and in the thick of it, and I think I can speak for pretty much everybody on the planet. We're getting a little sick of the whole lockdown thing, taking nothing away from the seriousness of what is actually happening, but we're all getting a little bit stir crazy here. So looking at plagues from the past, the plague mask is a very popular trope or icon, and I thought I would just do a rendition of that. And I thought I'm going to approach it in kind of a different way. And what I'm going to do is just do this like really fast and loose freestyle. I'm not going to develop a template much. I'm just going to kind of start with a piece and just start building chunks on it. I want to make something very Tim Burton, Nightmare Before Christmas sort of look. I want something very disjointed, sort of jarring, kind of steampunkish maybe, but let's just see how it goes. So I'm just kind of really, if you've watched my channel, you know I like to fly by the seat of my pants and experiment on the fly kind of thing, but this time I'm really kind of pushing that to the outer extreme and just kind of piecing stuff and just seeing how things develop and watching shapes evolve as we go along. But enough chit chat, let's get right into it. Here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to start with one template here to get me started. The most critical part, I think, is the piece coming under the chin and starting the beak. So it's kind of a toucan sort of beak that we're doing here. So I just want a piece coming under here. So I'm just going to take this template from a previous job. Okay, that is our starting piece. So I'm going to transfer that to steel, cut it out, and we'll begin. Okay, so we got the first three pieces roughed together here, and we've got basically the core of what the shape is going to be. I'm going to be making the beak in several sections to make that kind of jagged, broken curve to it. What I'm going to do now is get a couple more pieces coming back over the face here and just rough that together. I'm just going to be roughly hammering these pieces, then welding them together. This is going to have a very rustic, sort of garish kind of look to it. Here we go. Okay, so getting there, starting to piece it together. This is a lot of fun because I'm not worried about symmetry so much or even all the distortion and stuff. I'm just kind of throwing this together as fast as I can place it in place. And it's fun to do stuff like that. It's just that you kind of let things loose for once and not worry too much about making everything very refined. So this shape, you can see that the basic shape is starting there. Now I'm going to be able to build off of this whole thing. Okay, so we are just over 3 hours in, and we've got all the pieces roughed together. So there it is, looking pretty cool. So not bad, not really having a real set game plan for starting out, and I just kind of let this design itself as it went. This is doodling. It's like I'm basically sketching with real steel here and just seeing how things work out. And it's really a fun exercise for me just to see how what shapes, how they respond when you're not really too nailed down to trying to get anything real hard and fast into one position. So it really gives you a lot of freedom just to kind of be loose and experiment and really come up with different shapes. So far I'm pretty happy. I think this works out pretty good. I need to do a little bit of work on the eyes here before I put them in. So I am going to spend about half an hour now welding all these seams up, and then probably another half hour grinding. So we'll maybe get just a quick shot of that, but you don't need to see the whole thing. So see ya. So about an hour of welding and grinding, and by grinding I was meaning very quick and dirty, very raw, unrefined. Didn't really spend a whole lot of time worrying about getting any of the anomalies out of there, just to try to refine it to a certain level. And this is what we've got here. So we're ready to dive in and do the gun bluing. I just put this old goat collar, actually, oddly enough, that I chopped in half, and I'm going to use that. So I just did a dry run there. It fits on my head, but I'm going to save that until we're actually done. So I'll just take that off, and we'll do some gun bluing to get a finish on this, and then we can start the assembly, final assembly. All right, so there, it's been gun blued. I'm just waiting for that to dry a little bit more. Well, it does. I've got this piece of plastic welding lens here, which I'm going to cut some circles, and then I'll just super glue it into place. Just kind of flirting with the idea of putting the gold side out. I don't know, that's a little bit weird, but wow, what the hell. We'll see what happens. Okay, that was fun, super fast, just very raw, very post-apocalyptic looking here, really, and a little bit goofy. So I like that. Hang on one sec, I'll be right back. Please subscribe. Back out. See ya!